touchdown Tullamarine. They spray me on the plane, so I'll be real clean. Coming through customs, I've been to Bali too. Red Gum. I don't know why that song popped into my head. Anyways, day 2 of sobriety. How's that? Shit. Right on. I've got a mission, so I've got to go to the warehouse. It's so I'm not worried about what time I wake up and go to Sleepyland or whatever. I'm having amazing dreams, man. It's just weird. Anyways, yeah. Where do they come from? But anyways, yeah, I'm on a mission. On a mission from God. A bloke bought something from me. Things have been real slow. I haven't been uploading stuff. I think it's a lot to do with algorithms, really. You know, if you upload stuff regularly, you sort of, I don't know, pushes more up or whatever. But you know, some of the people that watch my stuff are pretty good. Keep me alive. Thank you very much. Right on. Another chappie contacted me, and I thought he was talking about the biwa, but no, he was talking about the shamisen that I had, and I couldn't send it. I actually sent it through the freighter to an American, and I bought it at an auction house. Beautiful thing, and it turns out that they give me the call. I'm like, oh no, Monday this guy, hi Monday, oh. You know, turns out the parts were made out of, I don't even know if you're allowed to say that word, and the thingy will pick it up. You know that big like animal thing that runs around in Africa and goes. I mean, this thing was an absolute antique. It was, to my understanding, it even had the date on it. It was, to my understanding, that, you know, something of such antiquity was okay to send, but you can't send new stuff. But the thing is, with those great big things that got 4 legs and this big nose, and they go and walk around Africa, well, it turns out that it got to a situation, because there's a monetary thing upon them, that they end up in plague proportions in some areas, so much so that they were attacking the rhinos and killing rhinos, you know. And so, you know, anyways, they call me up and say, oh, you can't send this. And I'm like, alright, you know, due to legalities. And I'm right. I said, oh, you know, due to, it was my understanding that, you know, reading stuff from years ago, that anything over a certain age, and that had on the inside of this beautiful thing, of the age of it and where it came from and all this. Is great. Anyways, totally lost out there. Anyways, this chap, he contacted me. He said, oh, you still got it? And I said, oh no, actually I was at a market down south there. I was doing that market thing, and sold a bunch of tools, and then sort of, I don't know, kind of ran out of tools. And there's so many dudes that are into purchasing those same things at the auction house. You can't, it gets too tough to make anything out of it. Anyways, a chap there, there was a lady walking on by, and the chap there said to me, oh, what's in that, in this case? And I said, oh, it's a beautiful shamisen, antique, Homono antique no shamisen desu. And you know, open up this and this lady like looks over and she's like, whoa, has a look at it, and she's like, oh, I play, and I said, oh, check it out, you know, and Zorgan means, you know, that word that you're not allowed to say, or else the algorithm will pick you up and say, hey. Anyways, no, actually, I think it was when I uploaded that to eBay years ago, they picked up on me if you scribe certain words, you know, the arbitrators. Anyways, so, and I was wrapped to sell it to her. I didn't make much on it, bugger all really. Wouldn't even cover the fuel for the week, you know. I'm in profit, but I was really honoured to be able to hand it over to her because she said, she plays and she'll play it. So there you go. And so sorry, mate. But yeah, I've got those other. I'm gonna pull out a bunch of the parts and stuff. My Shamisen resources. Now I know definitely, a few of them, 2 or 3 or whatever. I don't know. Plenty of bodies of them, and they don't have the. Bodies and skins. Boy, what is this, a horror movie? Where some woman's skin. Back there's the lotto booth, but it's 3:30 in the morning. I got up at 8:30 p.m. I tried to stay awake all day yesterday, but it didn't happen. Feet weren't feeling too good though for not walking for such a long period of time. But anyways, so yeah, I tried to stay awake and then boom, hit the bed and woke up at 8:30, and I figured, alright, I'll get some coffee into me and get a feed. I had 2 pieces of toast with a slice of cheese on both. That's all I've had. Anyways, that's good enough for me. So I'm gonna pull out a bunch of those. I'm going to pack something, which is a real bastard to pack, and pull out a bunch of those resources and show him, and hopefully, because I have got to put in a fair bit of work to make that happen, so hopefully I'll get at least some decent dough. Plus I had to purchase them all and all that, and even parts are very popular, so it's got to be at least worth a while. But I mean, if he starts repairing them, putting them together and all that, it'll be wonderful. They're just sitting there doing nothing. Not that they're doing nothing, so you shouldn't get nothing. Actually, I've got like 150 antique sheets from like 1900, 1880s, Shamisen, real shakuhachi Zen flute, the real deal music notation, and they're sitting there doing nothing, but shit. Anyways, segue. Yeah, I didn't eat much, that's for sure. I haven't been able to put down much. But I was watching Zeducation. I've often said Zeducation, the segments where he puts up all these memes, all these people sending memes and stuff, and if you laugh, you lose, and you have to do a punishment. If you laugh, you have to do a punishment. If you laugh, you lose, go. And I've never been out. I don't do the challenges. Who does? But I guess some people do. But the very first one in the recent episode was this bloke was showing a receipt, and he said, "This is what I got for $100 US, $100, right?" And clearly he's American, so this is what I got. And he's got this great big trolley, great big American style trolley, right? And I'm thinking, what? That was for $100, and that's all he got, right? Honestly. And I scribed in the thing, but I think a lot of my messages are just like they're shadow banned. They shadow ban me, and they say that eventually they'll unshadow ban you or something. I don't know, whatever. But yeah, I wrote, mate, I swear, for the equivalent of $100 US, and I looked it up, but it's like Ichiman Sen Nanahyaka yen, which means about Ichiman Gosen yen, which is nearly 15,000 yen. Now, if I went to where I know to shop, like Lumiere, I wouldn't even have to get the cheapest chicken, which comes from Brazil. I'd get the local stuff, and I get a big bag of rice, not big bag, but I get a 10 kilo bag or 15 kilo bag or 20 kilo, whatever it is, of rice. I sort of need one anyways. I swear, I wrote, I couldn't, with $150 US, the way I know how to shop, And you know, I could go to some local fruiterers or some local vegetable type people and stuff like that, and yasai's vegetables. And for $150, the way I know, and I'd be eating good. I couldn't eat $150 worth, $150 US worth of, you know, food in 1 month. No, the way I know how to shop, if I tried. You know, I'm serious. I'd like to do that challenge, to be honest, and improve it. Being like poor and shit. Actually, I was able to put 2,000 yen of fuel in there because I was running on empty. And shit, you used to be able to put like 2,000 yen in and you have a full tank, but hey, small rig that it is. But yeah, so the prices here are far higher than what they were, you know, a couple of years ago. But in comparison, like even the egg prices went up, but in comparison to the US, you know, and sometimes I would make a rice meal, for instance, with chicken and vegetables and all kinds of stuff, and make all that up, or a broth. In the wintertime I like to do that, and put that on my toyu no hita, kerosene heater, and, you know, boil that and put all kinds of stuff in it, and it's plenty of food, yeah. And there's a week's food right there. And you know, if I allocated $30, I'm thinking for $150 US, I'd have to get a bigger freaking fridge. You know? But yeah, I definitely would like to do that challenge. If someone would like to see me do that challenge, yeah, I'd do it. happyoblivion@hotmail.com. That's my PayPal address. Alright. And yeah, I'd just do it. And I wouldn't be eating just noodles or something, although the Japanese noodles, I mean, you can get the ones that are sort of like what you get in the West, like crap ones, but no, the good ones, you know. You get these El Cheapo packs, you can, obviously. I mean, you could live on that for 3 months, you know, $150 US if you ate the real El Cheapo noodles. But they say it's got too much MSG in it and that sort of thing. And, you know, I need sort of power, muscle, protein stuff. So I'd be eating a lot of chicken, rice, vegetables, and might do some curry rice, a lot of rice-based stuff. But also, I like to go to Don Quixote, okay? And there's this awesome meal. You can, like, cheese is very expensive here, okay? But if you go to Don Quixote, you can buy a kilo of cheese, which in the West you can buy a block of 2-3 kilo, whatever. Like in Australia, you could buy a kilo of blocks. And so I know A Price has got kilo blocks, but it wouldn't sort of really work out budget-wise. But yeah, you can buy a kilo of shredded cheese at Don Quixote, and I would get like, I'd probably keep a little bit of that dough and sort of show receipts. I'd love to just show one whole receipt, right, that's it, boom. But you'd want to have sort of expendable stuff. What do you call it? Expendables? Perishables. Say bread, for instance, or milk or something like that. But yeah, so one of the meals I like to do, I've got this jaffle maker, you see, and in Australia, you know, you stick your baked beans in there, Heinz baked beans, but you don't really get that stuff here, really. You know, your side dishes of really delicious miso soup and things like that. I'd totally cut out garbage, right? Like, I don't mind a pack of potato chips every now and again. But I totally cut that sort of stuff out. I don't drink sodas. Haven't done for a long time, really. Or should I say, every now and again I have a soda, which is a cider, this Japanese Mitsuya cider. Okay, that's delicious, but rarely. But yeah, you know, mainly unsugared Japanese tea. I like the brown stuff, and that's crazy cheap. You buy 2 litres of that, crazy cheap, and it's really healthy. And buy a pack pack of coffee for like $4 and a pack of sugar, and that'll last you a month easy. And so coffee and this tea stuff. And so what I was saying, alright, let's get back to it. This Don Quixote, okay, you can get these tins of tuna. Tuna? You can't eat tuna? Lethal weapon. Because they get stuck in the net. So you get this these packs of tuna, right? And then what I like to do is put bread, right? Butter one side of the bread, chuck that in, chuck the tuna in, and chuck this like this delicious vegetable-y stuff that you get here, and a few different types of condiment type of vegetables kind of stuff. And cheese, right, from the Don Quixote, the 1 kilo pack of cheese, and that lasts me freaking ages. I don't eat a lot, alright? So I'll get that delicious meal going, and so there's some variety. You wouldn't want to eat something the same thing every day, right? And I like to do this this nice curry stuff. You can buy curry here real cheap. These packs of this really nice curry stuff. It's all sloshy. So you do your rice and your curry, and you mix in all this delish kind of, I don't know, gingery, whatever they are, vegetable-y things. Woo. Put that in here. And yeah, that's a real nice meal that I like to do when I'm sitting on the net, as I often do, usually do, addicted to it. And then I'll be cooking that up next to me, you know. And that's, oh man, I really like those. Alright, so there's a few meals I can do. I'm not exactly Captain Chef man, but I can definitely, you know, feed myself, and have done for long span. A lot of eggs. I know a place where you can get a lot of bacon for cheap, and don't eat a lot of that these days, but you know, so I could have bacon and eggs, you know, pretty much every day. Yeah, bacon and eggs on toast with butter. That'll last, you know, that'll last you. That'll last freaking ages, anyways, right? So for $150 US, I definitely could do that. And on occasion I'd show these really delish packs of the noodles that you can get here. You know, you just get these sachets, you open them, whack that in, and whack hot water in there. And if you're really on a rough guy budget sort of thing, say you're traveling around on a bicycle in Japan, you can go to a supermarket and buy that, and sort of just walk into a convenience store and they got hot water. If they say, hey, what are you doing? Did you buy that here? Oh, sumimasen, boku wa bimbo desho, atsu no ohiya mizu ii desu ka? Komen. It's like, oh, I'm sorry, I'm really poor and I sort of want to have some hot water. Would that be okay? I'm sorry. Yeah, there you go. So, rough guide, mate, rough guide. And you get yourself some of those, and they're really delicious stuff. And you have those as a late night snack, really sort of quick to make, and you get free chopsticks at the supermarkets and things like that. So, you know, you go to town with those, so you can definitely feed yourself on that, you know. And I was looking at, when I was walking along, there's a truck behind me, so I'll give him plenty of time, because you might have a heavy load on, you see. Let's have a look here, shall we? 3:30, nigh on 4 o'clock in the morning. Let's just listen to nature for a second. I like it out here. As I was pulling out, I was about 100 metres away from my place. There's like this pedestrian crossing, and there was 2 police cars on either side. And I'm thinking, what's going on here? You know, are they just there for? They wouldn't be there for a construction situation, but they're definitely there for an accident. So I would hazard a guess that someone's, unfortunately, a vehicle has slammed into a cyclist. Now, if that cyclist, which they often do, just go across the road, and you know, because generally, you're expected to be double O. You're not allowed to drink booze. I don't drink and drive. Not since I was like, you know, in my younger, more dickheadish years. So there's a traffic light there, and I would say that either someone's gone through the traffic light and not realised it, or gone too quickly, or I would say that it's probably a cyclist or someone that's had a few too many drinks and maybe fallen down the road. Something bad's happened there. Yeah, I can sense it. Well, I was 100% sober. I have been since I mentioned it yesterday. All my troubles. Yesterday, no, what was the day before? Late at night, anyways. I have this medicinal kind of my medicine cabinet, if you will. You know, say you get a legion or something on your toes or something, you rub a bit of that stuff on, and you're golden. Or say some sports tape or something, which I kind of might need some on my next walking journey. I keep a small bottle of whiskey. Now, about a week ago or something, I went to my local Lumiere big store, and they were closed. And I didn't know what freaking day it was or what time it was or whatever, so it could have been 3 in the morning for all I know. So I couldn't get my bottle of vodka. So no, it must have been nearly 11. That's right. Yes, there you go. That's how it would work out. They close at 10. The local yokel, 90 seconds away from them, close at 11. There you go. See? Moment of clarity. And so I picked up a cheap bottle of whiskey, and so I cracked that, and I poured some of that, and I always mix it with water or vodka. And when I do vodka, I do fruit juice, which is diluted. And but with whiskey, I always put water in it. And I just, even though I'm a pisshead, I couldn't drink it. I just couldn't. I really don't want to drink this. And I knew where it would go if I tried to, you know. So I do have some capability of rationality. This is where those wild boars are over there. So I figured, you know what, it's just sitting there right next to my computer, and it's got like a small amount that's taken out of it, so I'm just going to chuck that in my medicinal cabinet. And sometimes, like when I've run out of booze, I would go into the medicinal cabinet, you know, rare, but I have done, because I usually just totally forget it's there in the first place. So I think I'll chuck it in there, need be, you know, if need be, because you can't get proper painkiller tablets and shit like that in this place. I brought some in from Australia. One time I got caught and I was like, fuck this, you know, I ride motocross. At that time I was riding motocross, so I was like, fuck this, if I get hurt out. I always took them to the track, you know, because I've seen some shit. Some chaps weren't looking too happy. Yeah, so I'd drop a bunch of those, you know. Anyways, I ran out of those because over the years It's that delish mountain water coming off. And we've got this awesome waterfall up there. Some mates and I used to camp up around there, well, over there, but there's a different one over there. And we jump in under the waterfall and all that. Oh. Shit, I was only awake for like, I'm like, shit, I've only been awake for like 6 hours and I'm already tired. So, yeah, I'm a bit on the wonky side as far as sleeping patterns. But, I'm just feeling that. It happens regularly in summertime, I just don't want to go anywhere. But it also happens in the winter time. You know, back in the day when I had dough and the plane ticket things were okay and you didn't get fucking scammed. Which I got scammed, right? I couldn't get out of here. You know, I would go to Australia as soon as it got too cold. So the winter time is sort of a moment where I could really just fall down again. I don't want to. Just gotta find something to fill those voids, because I've got a pretty big frickin' void. Oh yeah. Oh, seriously, I'm tired, and I've had a boot full of coffee. Strange. Been watching a lot of the stuff that's going on Rumble and all that. Of, you know, today. Man, I tell you, what's the latest? Some F-35 decided to go a bit wonky. Someone wrote in the message board last night. It was like, there was I think we were on listening to Y on. They put out some good content, but that was on YouTube, right? But we're in the live message board, so people can see, people react to what I'm scribing in the message in the live chat, but I get nothing. None of these like buttons or nothing, doesn't matter what I scribe. In like just whatever videos on YouTube there, so something weird's going on there. But who cares? But yeah, the Russell Brand thing, right? I mean, notice how like he's throwing it out there. He's throwing out some truth bombs, man. He's like, yeah, see what's happening? You see, you know, all this governmental thing and what's happening to us, and more and more people are waking up, and by God, yeah. And so now they've decided to go, oh, let's, that's what they do, they try to delve in, you know, pay some people and say he did this and that. They did it to Julian Assange, right? They tried to get Joe Rogan for it. These filthy fucking people that, you know, sure, he's a bit of a wild man back in the day, but, you know, don't you reckon if a whole bunch of birds would say, hey, this bloke's been doing this and you know, been doing that, and everyone would frickin' know? Oh, no. The filth had paid off some people, see? They did it with the Stormy Daniels thing. Now a whole lot of people are saying, hey, where's Melania, you know? They try to destroy that guy's marriage, you know? There's some evil people. There's some evil people in this freaking world, and they deserve to die screaming. Personally, if I ran the world, I'd say, okay, we're up the Empire State Building, now you can leap off, mate. Yeah, you know, how's that line go? You get what you deserve. You get what you deserve. Sad world, man. look at the politics of it all. You start throwing out a whole bunch of truth bombs, boom, they jump on you. Try to destroy things. A lot like they did to Alex Jones. They're like, oh, you owe those people $1.5 billion. They put those blokes in the prison for 18 years just for they were invited into the. Oh yeah, all right, come in. You're having a protest, peaceful protest, and they go, oh no, they get them for the instigating. It's all bullshit. Yep. So more and more people, when they're, I'm loving Rumble. I'm on there just as much as I'm on YouTube. You know? And, more and more people are just going, okay, all right, you know, I'm getting attacked. Whatever the policy is, not fitting the narrative. You know, oh, they demonetised Russell Brand. Yeah. The other day. Yep. They just keep banging into people. You think how we should think, our overlords. That's what Mark Dice calls them. But more and more people are waking up and going, hang on, don't I deserve, this is my world too, isn't it? I deserve free speech, don't I? Don't I? Eh? They want to rip up the Constitution of the states now. Good people. Good will always win. And the good people, they're getting the win. Because more and more people are going, hey, you guys are right. Yeah, that's right. We either want to do that or come to the, leave the dark side. Leave the dark side. The salty army is legion. You know, his message has been of recent times. Like, sure, he's for his whoever calls it a grift and this and that, but you know, you got to make your dough, you know, like Canadian Prepper, he's got to make his dough and all that, but he's got a good message and he puts out a lot of good content. The Salty Cracker saying, look, if you can't afford the products at my sponsors, because you've got sponsors, this Field of Greens, a lot of people are into that now. He says, you know, just get healthy, just drink water, lose the sodas, get off the booze, you know, the drugs, the blah blahs. I'll just go slow here so I don't kill any of these moths. And so his message, and he's really beating that drum of, I don't want to kill that moth. He's really beating that drum of, hey, get healthy, you know, because it's a war. And it's a bloody good message. People don't want that message. Because, like, for example, a lot of people are talking about the Butts Man, for instance. He's put up something recently and he's talking about you know, this fat acceptance stuff, and you know, you got to people have fat phobia if you don't agree with that kind of concept or lifestyle or whatever, and you have to accept this and all that kind of stuff. And if you look into it, someone said something quite profound a few hours ago. They're talking about, have a look at a list of these companies, saying, and they're going like, oh, who owns Ben and Jerry's and all this sort of stuff, and they're looking at companies that are on board with this stuff, like having overweight people being their spokespeople, sort of thing. And you have a look at a list of this stuff, and they go, an astute person, I've chucked that word in, an astute person will realise that they don't give a stuff about these people if they live or die. The thing is, I chucked that bit in too because someone else said that, they just want to sell their products, and have a look at their products. So they're looking at their particular products that they're selling, They just want to sell more junk food to people, right? That's what it's about. Isn't that amazing? They don't care how unhealthy people get. They don't care. Like when you see people cheer, some bloke hopped on the scale at the Heart Attack Grill, where if you're over 350 pounds, they've got 2 outlets now. I don't know. I think that's in Vegas. Yeah, the main one's in Vegas. And this bloke steps on the scales and he's like 520 or 560, I think it was. Something like that. And then all the people cheering, yeah, you get to eat for free if you're over 350 pounds. And they're cheering this on. Oh, I don't know what it feels like to be real big. No. My weight has always been at a constant since I became like matured, I guess. I'm never mature mentally, but you know, like when I was a teenager or whatever, early 20s, I was really thin and I hardly ate at all, and sort of quite embarrassed really. But 70 to 72 kilos, just at a constant, you know. So I don't know what it feels like to be real. I don't know what it feels like to try to walk down the aisle of an aeroplane. I don't know what it feels like to try to squeeze into an aeroplane seat sort of thing. What I do know, and what I do agree with, is it's these corporations that make this. Look at the ingredients. You know, they're beating the drum, going, yeah, you go, girl. You know, and you know, don't shoot the messenger. Don't hate the messenger. Right? Hate the people that don't care about you. They just want you to buy their stuff, so that you eventually have god-awful ailments. And look at the crossover of the big pharma. Oh, you're ill now, are you? You're having some kind of problems due to obesity. Hey, we've got some pills for you. It's a total crossover. It all translates to more sales. So wonderful stuff right there that people are discussing. It's really, really intriguing, the sort of things that you go, hey, there's that cat. Tried to feed him a few times. I just left some food and I saw him at the door of my warehouse a number of times, so he has found the food. So yeah, you know, people really need to look into the whys this is happening and sort of figure out who are the enemy, you know, and who care, who are the ones that actually care, who actually cares. Come on over, man, you know, who cares, like who truly care, who are the compassionate ones and who are the evil ones. Yeah. Here. Ooh. But yeah, I mean, you don't have to be Captain Astute person to realise that, hey, you know, some companies that sell, you know, junk food products or whatever, you know, want you to buy their products. But what I'm saying is that the crossover of who all these companies are, and they're all intertwined, right? That's where it's at. And they're the ones that are employing people to be their spokespeople and sort of encourage others, yeah, you know, get on the train of this. Wrong bloody train, mate. You're going the wrong way. Get in the get into the salty cracker and join us. Join us, the Evil Dead. Yep. Don't blame the messenger. Okie cookie. Yeah, I'm actually gonna get some decent food into my. I reckon I'll be able to start eating. I reckon I'll I'll be able to start eating really soon. Right, let's do this, Rich Pierre. Well, that wasn't so easy. I can't exactly think and move at the same time. I have to sort of stop and, I don't know, sometimes sit down and just stare into space, you know, and start checking across the universe, something like that, in order to come up with an idea. And I reckon, look at that taper, eh? It's like when you go to the powder room, you turn around and go, oh, now there's some taper. Oh, what's wrong with you? Anyway, no one will get that joke. That came from this bloke. God, he made us laugh. All us apprentices are sitting around and, you know, we're talking about the tang of a taper of this drill, with great big drills. We're drilling these freaking great big holes in this radial drilling. Yes, a tapered end. He said, I just got back from the toilet and got myself a tapered end. And, God, something like that. Anyways, let's get back to this. Alright, so she's off to Germany. Okay, I just got to write down some weights and measures and all that, and write all that down, that info, and then we'll get into this. Unfortunately, I actually moved that. I hopped over here because there's a whole bunch of glass fragments there from some project. Oh, shit, that'll work. Yeah. I wonder where I was going to get another one from, something similar. Okay, yeah, so I actually moved this bag. I mean, what's this doing here? I'll move that there, I'll move that over there, so I remember I've got that screw thread thing for something I made, and for the Hadron Collider, and I go, oh, and I found more. More parts. That's actually a really good vase in there. Oh, you go there temporarily, because there's more here. This is what I was thinking of. All these parts in here, and there's a bunch in here, not to forget that. And I've got all these bits and pieces too, so what could be made from that if someone, a bloke out there is interested, and if he's in the carpentry or whatever, he could probably, you know, do some repairy things, and I don't know, maybe you wouldn't have to do that much to them at all. Right, just have to figure out which one's which. That would take, I don't know if I've got the time to mess around with all that. Well, I do, but my main task, I believe, that's actually a real deal Shamisen box. It would have had this wooden thing up here, but the thing being so long, I took that out and got rid of that. Or it didn't come with that, but I've had to do that once before. It slides in there and there. I don't know if that'll be solid enough to freight it unless I popped it in a box. I do have a box. I was sending those for years via sea freight until they said, oh, they're actually a couple of centimetres over, and they're supposed to be manufactured for a particular size to send, you know, and I'm like, ah. So what I did was, I got all these freebies from this bloke, and I made up a jig. That's it right there, I used to keep it over there. And then created utilising those for sea freight style. So what I might do, make it easier for myself to do that instead of breaking that down. It's like a couple of cents I can do it, but right, don't forget that. Yeah, there's a bunch of ties. I've got those too. Right, we'll get into that pretty soon. Yeah. I had to have a bit of key eye on that one. That's to remind me not to forget some weights and measures. You got to put that bullshit in there and plug in all this information and bullshit. What have we got here? Boxes. You might be useful. To do something like that. Alright, keep soldiering on. Oh, what month is it now? September, isn't it? October's next month. We're going to have a race in October in Kumamoto. I'd like to go, but see, I prefer to be there on the drinky poos and just being a drunken stumble bum. But the thing is, I don't want to be a drunken stumble bum. Will I go? I might just watch it on there. I don't know. If I can create enough dough, then I'd like to go. You know. But just right. Let's get back to this. Oh. This phone thing's got these little light things, which is excellent. Well, that didn't exactly work out to be genius. Under me is right, a couple of concrete blocks here, and I didn't want to. It's quite sandy. I didn't want to step on all this charcoaly stuff and get all on my shoes. So, anyways, I found a Shamisen bag, but I was thinking, oh, it's real dirty, but I'll see if I can chuck it in a washing machine. And then I realised it's got all these, what do you call them, silverfish holes and stuff all over, and it was too far gone. Alright, I'll just get rid of that. And there's silver-sheared fish, you know, not exactly a Buddhist move, but if there's silverfish in there, then they'll destroy some good kimonos. And anyways, I couldn't quite reach with the blowtorch. Right, so I'm like, right, I'll go back. Genius idea. Ooh, wobbling away on this. And I step on this, on another one of these, that one. And it's a silk thing. It's okay to burn. So I step on here, I lean over, and I kind of slipped on the little shit. This is not good. And then so I got it going, and then I went to pick that one up and chuck it in. This is a reenactment. This is not the actual program. This is a reenactment, and all the dudes are actors. Anyways, I could tell you some actors. Anyways, so I turned the blowtorch off first of all, stuck it under my arm, right, and I went like that, and I leaned over to get it, and I slid. No, I went to chuck the top bit in there, right, the reenactment one, and the fucking blowtorch spun around and went, oh! I burnt myself, I want you to love me. Now I'm going to attempt to do this again. First of all, what I'm going to do is turn all this shit. I'll at least have one hand free. Oh, here we go. Let's see if I can turn this freaking thing off. Okay. Attempt 2. Right, it's 5:30 in the freaking morning. Oh, what the hell am I doing this shit for? Done. I can't see where I'm going. I don't know if you know this, but working at night, right, or just at night in general, you can't see. I can jump puddles. Fucking puddle. God damn it. Anyways, back to it. I'm actually... Oh, there's those viewers. I'm actually starting to compile which is which and all of that. I don't really want to work out all the weights and measures and stuff. There's that bloody blowtorch, you bastard! Why did you have to be hot? Science. Right, now, continuing on. See, it was all... that box was all rotted out, so... Right, now we got this one, which is... Oh, there's another one down there. Oh, and then you got all of those down there. Oh, God damn it. Hope I don't have any more around here. Used to. Yeah, I used to have Shamisen parts up here, and then I put them over there. Maybe I did. I don't know. I can't remember. I've been good at that. one box from memory I got pretty cheap, but another compilation of that stuff. There's a guy there and he always buys Shamisen stuff. And I buy Shamisen, at the time I used to. And I'm like, oh shit, he's here, and he's sort of looking at me going, I don't know what's going on in his brain. He's like, oh shit, he's here. We sort of look at each other, and we both sort of look over and nod at this stuff. And at one stage you could get this sort of thing quite cheap, but then they, oh look at that one, that's got that gold plated thingy that you used to hang on the thing, and there's another one over here that's got one. Yeah, that one, see. Oh, I don't know which one of these go to these. We'll get around it. You know, you've got to put that thingy there, and this bone goes to that bone. It's a plastic touchy. Not even close to getting this sorted out. Right, what I'll do is I'll just show this stuff, and then if you're keen, because yeah, I had to pay quite a lot from memory for one of these batches, because he was well keen on them too. And sometimes it happens like that, you know. At the very last minute some dude shows up and you're like, oh shit, he's here, and you sort of like get your mate, hey, sort of stand there for a second, will you, and sort of try to obscure. It's not exactly the right thing to do, but you know, it's sort of a white lie. You know, you're sort of not really doing something bad, but you kind of are consciousness knows wise. And that happens a lot of the auction houses. You're like, oh shit, that bloke's here, you know, you haven't got a chance of getting something. But so I had to go pretty big. I think it might have been on that box. Okay. I'm going to have to put a couple of videos together, aren't I? Time extension. Right, I'll do that talky bloody whatever philosophy stuff. The Great Siege of the East. And yeah, I figure here I am freaking. I had to go and do some other thing. Check this out. I was sorting stuff out here and sorting stuff out there. You know, I went and did some other bull dust and went and burnt myself. Oh, nice. It's like nearly 6 o'clock in the morning. 6 o'clock already, you know, it's just in the middle of a dream. Right. And here I am messing about and trying to figure things out. What is it that I can put a wrap out? Yeah, I'm trying to, due to legalities, I can't send these. I'll have to remove those. So here I am trying to figure, alright, I'm missing a piece here, and I'm, okay, that goes with that. See, I sort of put one lump here and then one lump over there that was sort of together. And so I managed to figure out, alright, I haven't pushed any of them in together, but these, that definitely goes down. Oh, no, that's one of those gold pieces. So that one went with it. In fact, I found a brass piece of one of these. I figured I only had 3 pegs, and then I found a plastic bag. I just chucked in there, and I was like, in the bottom of there, which I had to clean out. Yeah, there's that. And I figure you might want that to make one up, you know, bit of wood, balsa wood. Getting back to my thoughts. And so I'm trying to figure all this stuff out, and because I got distracted, that's like that never happens. I'm trying to figure out who's who in the zoo, and I'm thinking, all right, well at least we got 2, and that's that. And I figure, well, maybe there's a piece that's slid under the bench press or something like that, and I go over here, and I'm like, oh, I just realised I got a whole lot more. Oops. Oh, okay, I'll take all that stuff and put it over there. Alright, continue. Right, must be telling me it's 6 o'clock. Where's my phone go? Because I'm working on it. Kind of sort of enjoying this. Look at that. they play songs in this area at certain times of day. It's just boxing. In the morning. I think that's for like, so the, I know like if the farmers are on the field and they play the songs and they'll come off the field so they don't have to carry watches and all kinds of things. I don't know, I'm just guessing. Oh, back to it. We're getting there. What have we got here? Yeah, due to legalities, I can't send that. This is some kind of, what do you call it? This is Bachi something Noli. What's that to sort of lubricate the Bachi or whatever? We're getting there. Continue. Cut. Getting tired. Well, this one had me eluded for the longest time. Now see, as it turns out, so I got these from the same auction house. Now, because I remember there's this young guy there, and Gepu, classy guy. I'm so classy. I've got all this classy stuff, and I'm a shit bag. Anyways, so yeah, I recall I mentioned that in the last vid that I got some stuff pretty cheap, and so possibly I paid quite a lot for the first time, and the bloke, the seller, like there's loads of sellers, things just go whoosh 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 through, you know. He's probably gone, whoa, you know, I've got more of that stuff. You know, so he's brought more on his truck. And so that must have been the case, because, see, I used to buy Shamisen stuff years ago at a different auction house, and yeah, you could get it, you know, at a decent enough price, and then people sort of started to get onto that. You always got, as an antique dealer, you always got to follow trends and then do different things, because everyone gets onto something, you know. Anyways, like that Sega, that real deal period spear. Oh, I'm surprised no one jumped on that. There you go. Is it even listed? It's got to be. Anyways, eluded me for the longest time, and then as I'm going through all these, and so I see here, I'm thinking, oh, that one's not going to fit in. Now, this was the last one because it didn't fit in there, but it looks so close. See the 14 there? I'll click on that. This one's got all the numbers. See, I haven't popped any of them in. That one there pops in beautifully in the table. Get that. So 14, and then that's a piece of the 4 right there. So, but that didn't match that, and all this stuff. Only to find, I'll do a good look at this, and you can see that this stripping has been taken off, so they would have taken that off in order to pull that out, right? So that's how that was messing with me. Right, so let's see. Finally, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This is beautiful stuff. Is that the rosewood? That's expensive stuff right there. I was having a look. Some of the dates are inside some of these. It's here with the taper. Oh, right there. It all goes together all beautifully. See, some, like, I didn't want to push them together because the matchings weren't correct and all that. That there's just sitting there. If I was to move that, I'd take those pegs out. As you can see, the particular design for them, you'll easily be able to figure out what's what with that, with this one. So I'll just go like that. Someone's name in there. So some of these. Whoa, kind of enjoying it. And so I found. All right. So then you got. That's a match. All right, and that will have to be bonded to there. And that's a match. And I found enough pegs. As I say, I have to get rid of those. I'll keep that for myself because That's high-end stuff. Oh, there you go. You can go right there. That butchy stuff, I'll have to lose that. I can't, because it's liquids and glues and batteries and all kinds of stuff. Certain things you can't send. Okay, so I went, all right, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and I found finally 1, 2, I'm going to say 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. All right. Now there's pegs. That one's got pegs, so I figure, all right, there's 3. All right. So what's 3, 7, 20? All right. 3, 6, 9. This one's got a little brass. 9, 12, 15, 18. And I'm thinking, all right. So I've got enough pegs for 6. And then I go, alright, have a look, and I cleaned all this out. There's that, there's a thingy there, a bag for one of these things. Okay. Yeah, what are you doing there? Some sticker, tape. Alright, so I cleaned all that out and get the brush into that. So I figure I open this up and lo and behold, cachet. Now, that was where, this is where I found that that peg that, you know, what that would be made out of. Now I won't be sending it because of legalities, I don't want to ruin my business. These things here are, for as far as I understand it, for when they're making them, and they check fittings and also to protect the ends when you're moving around the workshop, whatever that was, I guess. Lo and behold, there's 3 more pegs there, plus another one. So I haven't gone through any of the pegs to see any matches. It's a butchie protector right there. Is that one of those units that goes up and those things, something like that? I found 2 bridges in here which are plastic, so I can send those. Let's have a look. Okay. Gotta have key eye, mate. You've got to have key eye, especially when you're doing this sort of stuff. Alright, so there's actually 2 bridges in there. So we have an allotment of some pretty high-end stuff. I mean, a lot of these materials are real good stuff. And now I found 1, 2, it's a bit rough, that one, 3, that bag went with that one. I think if I was to pack all this stuff, let me just keep working on that first of all. Okay, that's all I've found of those things. There is one of these dealies. Alright. So 3 strings there, decent enough. One there. And one there. Alright, so there's actually there's these things here, pitch instrument-y thingies. Alright, we'll do that. That's a new plastic butchie, and I found like some dates, and one was from like not so old, like 2000, something like that. One was from, so what's it say, piece forward. None of the skins are good. So it's Showa, Goljuni, Shigatsu, Itsuka. The 5th day of April, 1979. That one. I presume some are older. This one I think's high end. You'd have to figure out which one goes to which. I think that's high end stuff right there. Yes, now I presume most of them would have dates inside them. Ooh, that spider can go over there. Okay. Alright, that's Heiso 15, so that's only like in 2000. So there's not a lot of age in most of them. I presume that some of them should be a lot older. Sometimes I find stuff in the 1920s, man, you know. I never know. Here, years ago, I had some of them show you like where they're manufactured, and oh, that's enough. Anyways, I figure due to size, sending them via the air freighter would be too expensive. Due to see, the air freighter goes by size, and if I was to send them via EMS these days, all these extra charges and garbage would be crazy expensive. And that's probably not even the latest one. I got the latest one back at the ranch. So I'm kind of guessing, alright, if you make me a decent offer with these, it's probably, this is, if you know Shamisen, you know Shamisen. Some of this stuff is made out of real high-end stuff, like expensive stuff. I mean, this is the real deal right here. See, I'm thinking I would have to do is I think if I could sort of, I might have to make a compilation of like, say, 3 sea freight boxes. Now the weight for sea freight wouldn't be so bad, but I'd probably have to make 3, you know, like getting that in there too, to sort of, because yeah, I couldn't like just chuck it all in the one box and off you go. I doubt that could be the case. Then on the other hand, it might be possible to make up a large box, because EMS can handle a large box. Alright, this is just, you know, pissing in the wind or whatever you think. I'm just coming up with some ideas here, because EMS, let's see, it's each one, just one of these is over a kilo. So EMS these days is crazy expensive, but it might be possible to put them all in. It might be possible to put everything in the one large box, right, and EMS it. Now in the case of that, say a big box like that or something, I don't know if I could handle something that large, but I have sent big drums via EMS, so yeah, I think that could happen, because, you know, break them all down. Yeah, you know, I think that could be possible. So I could probably get a rough idea of the weight and see if I could probably handle that. But yeah, if you offer me a real decent amount, because you know what this stuff's worth, right? I mean, we got some high-end stuff here, and that stuff's way high-end. That stuff right there, I just can't send that. I just have to, unfortunately. Like, I've been able to send something of that caliber via EMS. The States is a little bit different, a little bit less in size, but weight-wise we will be fine. Yeah, so that's, you know, that's possible. Make it safer for them. But yeah, this is going to be quite a job. All right, so, you know, I'll leave it up to you. I don't want to even throw out a number. Oh, there's my monkey's dead. Oh, yeah. Yeah. Oops. I don't know. I have to put all that over there somewhere. Right. But yeah, that's some pretty beautiful stuff. I've got a bunch of taishokoto right there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I was planning on sending them off to a land down under, actually. Should put that somewhere safe. That is good stuff right there. We have in that box there. Damn it! Don't tell me I've got more Shamisen stuff. No, that's part of the Hadron Collider thing, parts that they needed. Alright. Okay, that'll be enough for today. I mean, today's just started. I'm going to try and stay awake all day. Yeah, you know, throw out a... I know, just one of these. So this is... That's dog skin right there. That's cat skin, isn't it? Yes. So it's all the real deal. There's no plastics or nothing in this sort of thing. Stuff that'll tell you where they're from and all that. It's one of those anti-slippages things. So as far as completeness, there's quite a lot. There's not a whole lot missing. Alright, there you go. That's that. Yeah. Oh, yeah, I found like a little piece of metal in there. I found some sort of leathery thing too, but I didn't think it belonged at all. And I figured, when I looked at that, I figured, like, that could be belonging to that. Now, I don't know if it does, but I figure, alright, honour and all. I was watching this Circassian guy, and he goes to this armory place where they make M60, you know, those guns, and he's I'll get onto that story in a minute. But anyways, I figured on my honour, what I'm going to do, I'm going to go through that and find that piece of metal, and then I'm going to have to dip it all out. Even if I have to, honour, duty, got to be done. I go like this, I'm going real slowly, and then down there, where it is. That's where I thought about the Circassian thing, so that's how my brain works. They decided to get these rifles, like these 50 cals and all kinds of 308s and, you know, all kinds of, and they decided to shoot straight into the ground to see how far the stuff goes. And then they're like, we'll get to the reason why I'm talking about it. And then they've got it picking, he's making it picking and shoveling and trying to find out where they are. And I saw this guy runs this thing where he finds World War II stuff, German stuff in the forests. And the Circassian guy goes, I bought this off Amazon, I hope it works. And it detects metal, you know, this little handheld thing. And I figured, God, if I only had one of those. And I look down there, and there it is right there. Now, I hope I can pull this thing out. Now, I believe this belongs to this. See, it's honour and duty and all that sort of stuff. I didn't even have to do that, but I reckon that fits that. Let's have a look. Ow! So, that looks like it does. Maybe it doesn't. Let's have a look, hang on. Houston, that's a total negative on that one. Oh, anyways, I'll put that back in the box where I found it. You go in there. Yes. All right. Oh, that's that leather thing that I found from there. So I've never seen anything like that belonging to anything like this. Right. Okay. Right, that tool's down. It's time to go and do some other stuff. I'm determined to pay a couple of bills today. Finally, this card thing came for this. It's my number tax order, so I've got to do. Ooh, it's refreshing out here. Alright, I'm going to get that through the air freighter. Yeah, I know of a shop that at that time they were charging, this is ages ago, they were charging each man in for just one skin repair, and who knows what they charge these days. Definitely much more than that. Yeah. Alright, I'm gonna stop. But I'm actually sort of enjoying all of this. And I'm way buzzed out of my brain on coffee and all that, or just stupidity or whatever it is. The amount of times I've been KO'd. Not by others, but just myself. Just do pure stupidity. I figured I'd go this way. This way back to the ranch. Let's have a look. It's nice out here. All the rice coming up. There's that trickly water. And up there. Looks like Everest. Yeah, nice, huh? Hang on, yawn time. Man, I've only been up like 10 hours and yeah. Is that what happens to drug addicts? They sleep for like 3 hours after being zonked out, they get zonked out, and then they wake up and 3 hours later, and yeah, my hours are all up the poo currently, but don't worry about it. Now I doubt very much as to whether I can even stay awake to like midday, but I'm gonna try and ranger it. Go all special forces and see if I can keep myself awake. I have my doubts. There's the second bloke I've seen. Right, it's 20 to 7. That's AM. And Stalky. Stalk over there. There he goes. It's the second old bloke I've seen going for a trundle out here, and this is sort of pretty far away from any bloody thing, so yeah, they don't mess about. When I look in your eyes. That's better. I wouldn't mind being on the toll road right now. Classes, there they are. Hey, Crowy. Don't know if that's Crowy. They all bloody look the same. What's going on there? Alright, well, I'm glad. I'm trying to at least get back to getting one major thing done every day, you know? That's what I want to get back to doing. I really slipped into a vodka-induced nightmare. And I was wondering, I was trying to get out of it, and I was like, man, can I even get out of this? And do I want to? You're starting to lose your will. You know? Where's my will? Yeah. think I've gotten way too deep into the truth of the politics of the world, the actual truth of it, which is really, really bad. Sometimes you get stuck here for ages. I saw a bloke zip down there and do a Yui. I'll have to keep that in memory. Well, at least I'm wrapped that I've broken that freaking spell. So today I'm going to knock over a few things. Send that thing, get this video to this bloke. Go and get my my numbery thing from the ward office, and then there's some letter. It's all in, you know, hieroglyphics, and I haven't got a clue what it is. Whether it's a bill or it's all this or I have no idea what this thing is. It's been sitting there for a week, and I'm thinking, oh. You can't believe how many important things I've thrown in the bin over the years. Oh man, then you got to go through all this rigmarole, and so I make a point of it to sort of like keep everything, and it all just mounts up, all this crap. Yeah. Oh, that reminds me of those fine gentlemen, the scientists and engineers that decided to run into intentionally. Steal a car, or commandeer, should I say, euphemistically, like I said the other night. So I find out that one of them has been charged for murder, but the other one, which was laughing away and saying, yeah, do it, man, do it, they let him go. Yeah. I thought that if you were, what's it called, if you're something to murder, that you're complicit with it. An accomplice to murder, is that right? But they just let him go these days. Unfreaking believable. Imagine that. Here you are out there exercising, and some fine scientists and engineers just decide to kill you. Yeah, I see this all the time. It happens every day, and I've been watching this sort of stuff for years, and it's like, you know, the seriousness of it all. They were like, oh, that guy genuinely is real, not to him, he nods to me. I like that. Sort of like being different, noticeable, stand out. The nail that stands out. What's that game where you whack-a-mole? Yeah, they say if you run down through the gears, driving tips by ABAREBUGYO, you use more fuel. So if you just use your brakes, you won't go through more fuel. Now I know, the locals know, that those lights over there, if you really give it a bootful, you'll get through. But I've got that stuff on the back, and I practice the concepts of patience driving these days. I could like murder him. Yeah. No, I can't. No, I mean the seriousness of it all, and the creatures that create the policies, they're so far, like, see, watch this bloke's a local, watch, he's going for it. Yeah. Trying to bash into those guys. La 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 la. Okay, in the morning they change it. Hang on. Right, here we go. It's closing. So in the morning they give you the timings more. See how we had those green arrows? Like you got a red light, so that'll be for the dude's turn right. Sort of a bit weird, that one. But in the evenings, I know that timing of that light because I've been through it so many times. But they give you the green arrows through, so that's a morning thing. Back in the day, they had this really bad idea with this 4-lane highway. You'd be all going that way on all 4 lanes. Like they open up all these arrows, and so every now it happened to me. I turn this corner like I'm used to just going down on this route, right, on a different road, but in this direction, being on the left-hand side of the road, but the steering wheel's on the correct side, and I'm like, shit, there's like 4 lanes of traffic coming straight at me. I'm like, god damn. So they did away with that genius of an idea. Yeah, but I know that they changed that light, because sometimes if you rush that light, you can make up a lot of time and get through every single light through here, but you're best off not doing that at all. Yeah, as I was saying, those that make these policies are so far out of touch of what's going on. They live in this, like, and all their lives lived in this safety bubble world. They never had a fight in their lives, you know. They go to these fancy pants schools and they make all these policies, and it's just madness, you know, letting all these crazies out of jail, out of prison, only for them to revolving door they're back in 2 weeks. And they're so out of freaking touch of what's going on, and don't give a stuff. But if that shit comes to them, oh, you know, but they live in these gated communities and these safety bubble worlds, and they're going crazy right now because things are changing. And if certain other people get into, this is globally, good people get into positions of power, there's going to be a lot of, what do you call it, litigation, legalities, or, you know, investigations of a lot of strange things happening. Yeah, and there's a lot of bad people out there deserve to know what prison cells look like. That's for sure. Alright, let's just concentrate on what I'm doing here.
In the worlds before Monkey, primal chaos reigned. Heaven sought order, but the phoenix can fly only when its feathers are grown.
I was just thinking, I'm really close to this Sukiya 24-hour restaurant, and it's really cheap gyudon and rice, and oh, it's delicious. Broiled onions, and you can put your seasoning stuff on. I just realised that I don't have a dime on me because I spent 2,000 yen on fuel, half a tank, and I realised that it's too early to cash in my lotto ticket. I spent 10 bucks, 1,000 yen. See how they're all crazy racing to get back. But just over there is the lotto booth. And I've got my lotto ticket on me. Power tard brake. And when he let off, ABS braking. When he let off, I'm looking at it thinking, power tard brake. That sounds quite amusing. And when he let off, there was a bit of a rise, and he actually rolled back about a foot. I'm thinking, shit. Anyways, there's yeah, the lotto booth over there won't be open until like, I don't know, 10 or something. And we're on a flat right now, good, safe. If we get on a hill, I'm gonna get in that lane. 2-lane blacktop, okay. Running on empty, 2-lane blacktop, but that's what it was called in the States. Great movie, 1979 Australian movie. If you haven't seen it, you've never lived. Anyways, just over there, there it is. There's the lotto booth right there, but none of that's open yet. I could get 10 bucks, and then I could afford to get a real decent meal. So it's back to the cheapest bread I could get, and cheese slices. Yes. I wish I didn't go on that crazed, induced vodka and madness. I would have been able to afford a decent meal. well. Don't taste too bad. There's cheese sandwiches. That's toasted cheese sandwiches. Oh, sort of babbling so I can stay awake. Get back to the ranch, get a bunch of coffee into me, load up that vid about the Shamisens. I was kind of enjoying doing that, you know, trying to figure out which one goes with which as to whether they would. I never thought that they all went together because I bought them on different occasions. But at the same, so obviously they came from the same bloke, but they were just on different weeks. So that's cool. Happens sometimes. Gaijin Savage down it. Alright. It's a Wednesday. These blokes go, right, we got Wednesday off, let's go and work even harder than we normally do. They're doing 40. And that's on a slight rise. But I'll beat them. I know they're gonna hit this hill and they'll start slowing down. You watch. I'm allowed to do 50 on this. In Australia, people get all pissed off because they get, you know, because their speeds are a lot higher, but it's a whole lot more dangerous, you know. So I've ridden like on the road, mountain bikes and all this. He's going, oh, forward, oh, go through, let's go. Yeah. Here they hit the hill. Let's see what speed they can do now. They've hit 45. They're powering up. So I've ridden sort of mountain bikes, heading to mountains on the road kind of thing. So I know the feeling of when cars are rushing by you. My mate decided to have fun and get too close to me doing 100 k's and actually hit me, and I went flying, and we ended up at the doctor's surgery. Hit me right there, right in the calf. Luckily it wasn't a boat with the bumper. Luckily it wasn't all the guys from some of the apprentices. I was 16 at the time, and maybe 17. He shit himself. He thought that because we were real good mates, and they thought it would be a bit of a laugh to just get real close to me, but it was a little bit too close. But thankfully it wasn't, you know, a few inches over, and it would have snapped my shin bone from behind. I wasn't exactly real pleased about it. They picked me up and put me in the rig, and then put the bike in the boot, and I go, you're right, I don't feel too good, and they had to actually cut my jeans. The most thing I was ticked off about, they had to fucking cut my jeans because it was all puffed up. But, you know, I didn't mind too much, but I felt that he was very erratic sometimes, and some of the things he would do, he sort of wouldn't think too much. He wouldn't think before he did stuff, so I sort of eventually just sort of moved away. Gravitational pull backwards. Yeah, true story, that one. 100k an hour he was doing. Or maybe 90. Fast enough. Just that could have ended up a whole lot worse. I mean, that could have been a lifetime injury right there. So I got enough of them anyway. Alright, should we go for the overtake? Nah, they're only going to catch up on me anyway. That's why you see a lot of people early in the morning, they're trying to navigate through traffic to get you know, pole position. But only to find you got traffic light after traffic light. You save very little time, and unless like night time when there's not a lot of cars, and the traffic light sort of timing changes like I was talking earlier, and then you can make up a fair bit of time. I would not drive. I bet he eats a lot of soy, that bloke. very nice. Yeah. So, but in the mornings, you know, you got Buckley's hopes of getting through and really saving a decent amount of time. So in Japan, you really got to be patient. Just like I was saying, as I was starting this journey, not 100 metres in a beeline from where the ranch is, home on the range. Some cop cars were there, giving a bit of room. Some cop cars were there because obviously someone's had a bit of an ulchie poos in the evenings. And it happens all the freaking time. I couldn't believe it when I first got to Japan, how many times I had heard the ambulance sirens. You know, I was just fascinated because you rarely hear them in Australia, but when you do, it ain't good. Someone's had a real bad day. Yeah. It's a wonderful feeling to be like coming out of this fucking nightmare of it, just falling into this like just fear, getting to the point where you feel that you might not want to come out of it, you know. Yeah. Like, I don't know. And I knew that I was not getting depressed, but feeling really down, and just being aware of what's freaking really going on. And like I expressed to a lot of people that they should check this shit out, but just don't get too deep into it, you know. Actually, Survival Lily, I was she went on this Naked and Alone in the Wild or something. I've been watching her stuff for years, doing all this survivalist stuff, and I really enjoyed it. But when she did that survival, whatever I just said, Naked and Alone in the Wild, whatever they call that show, I've never watched it, but she did that. I don't know, just my value system, I didn't like that. A lot of people like myself, I actually unsubscribed. I did months and months ago, or whatever it was. She did that, and then I saw something come up on the feed, and I figure, alright, I'll listen to what she's saying. And because, you know, I'm not, hey, call me a conservative, that's just ridiculous. I mean, I'm not exactly, you know, you couldn't exactly call me a die-hard Christian conservative with the way I've sort of managed myself. But anyways, she was saying that I think she got one of her, I don't know what it was, Instagram account was shut down, and some other account or whatever, and so she's saying I think she's doing Twitter stuff, which they call something else, which some people refuse to call it. I don't go there. I tried to, but you had to do all this verification bull dust, and it just felt so wonky. It's still, my head started to feel weird. So I'm serious, and my head started to feel weird trying to do this stuff, and I was like, what's going on here? So I just no, don't want to. I tried twice, and honestly, my head started to feel wonky with all these like picture-y things you got to do, and all these graphics-y things, and all that, and all this bull dust. And this is very strange. So she's also got a backup channel on Rumble. It's not a lot of followers. Some people are getting some serious following now, but you know, it's still an emerging platform. But yeah, so I resubscribe. How fleeting is that? Yeah, I resubscribe. But anyways, because you know, she's suffering from you know, these censorship problems, and so many people are, right? So anyways, she mentioned that she's sort of maybe changed what she's doing. She's not worried about if she gets a ban from YouTube, for instance, because she's made a lot of dough, and she's banked it and doing fine. You know, maybe opposites attract. You know, you got I don't know, you just got like the balance of the universe. You got people that are doing okay, and then you got me. Anyways, let's see if we can get this dude to go by. And so yeah, she mentioned that she'd like to get into independent journalism, and I figure she'd be really good at that, you know, from a perspective of what's happening in Europe, because you don't hear a lot of that. I hear a fair amount of that from Red Ice TV. They cover a lot of stuff that's going on, notably in Sweden. But she handles the German, Austrian stuff and speaks English and all those funny languages, the Germanics or whatever they are. And so she'd be really good. And I wrote on the message board on Rumble, on a Rumble channel, that yeah, you know, you should do that. You'd be really good. And a lot of people did. It'd be great to get that perspective of what is actually going on. So that'd be really good to see. So, although I wasn't too pleased you did that thing, I don't know. Some people have different values. And anyways, you see, I did say I have, on occasion, I have like carbonated type of stuff. Cider and stuff. So every now and again, but this is filled with water for like radiator or whatever. Yeah, I was saddened to see that even her, she's suffering from censorship problems and demonetization, but maybe not demonetized yet, I don't know, but some videos, I don't know, same thing, you know, so many people videos, some of my videos were taken down and I've been community striked and copyright and all this bullshit, you know. Even me. And I'm trying to be really balanced and tell the fucking truth if it's the truth, but if you give too much truth, then it's, oh shit, I do have some money. 40 years, shit. I don't even have 10, I probably have 50. What can I get for that? So it's quite saddened to hear about her with that one, but hopefully she'll get into all this new message here. Right, okay. Yeah.
Elemental forces caused the egg to hatch. From it then came a stone monkey. The nature of monkey was irrepressible.